Any chance you'll still be in town in 4 days? I put in an order for the other 8 books in the series. I hoped you'd sign a few for us to shelve."
Stacia opened her mouth, but before she could get a word out, Raleigh said,
"No way of knowing. If we're lucky, Stacia will be home in 4 days working on book 10. If the studio guys want to quibble over creative license, we may be here longer." "When's the TV show supposed to debut?"
"In the spring, if the schedule doesn't get botched."
"Maybe we could do the launch party here." "Maybe,"
Raleigh demurred, drawing out the A in the word for a few seconds too long. He turned to Stacia and pointed to the phone in his hand.
"Gonna go see if the driver's nearby."
"Okay, I'll wait outside." She bent to grab her tote from under the table.
"No need to rush away," the manager said. "I thought maybe we could set up some events before you left."
"Raleigh will take care of that." She slung the strap of her bag over her shoulder and put a smile on her face before she stood. "And I really need to go outside. The air conditioning in here is going to trigger a fit of narcolepsy."
"Yeah, it is a little bit aggressive. I keep meaning to get that fixed."
"Uh-huh." Stacia pulled up the hood of her cashmere sweater and pushed her sunglasses onto her ears as she stepped outside into the bright Los Angeles evening. She leaned against the pergola support and rooted her phone out of her bag. No messages, but she hadn't expected any. Her friends knew she never responded. They went months without speaking, and then they'd catch up with hours-long phone calls that would fill up her social well for the rest of the year. There were 87 Twitter mentions, which she'd let her assistant deal with, and a bunch of buzz on her Facebook fan page. She ignored that. Last, she scrolled through the bunch of notifications from an Instagram picture Raleigh had posted of her early in the signing. Most comments were permutations of, "Wish I was in LA." Her perusing of her direct messages, however, brought her up short. There was an unexpected and familiar name mixed in with the handles of so many strangers. Adrien Val. "You're in LA?" It wasn't the message that took her off guard. After all, the words weren't so different from all the rest. What made her heart stutter was the name and the familiar headshot in the avatar. Adrien Valliere was the face of the fictional potential love interest in her book series. The leading man, Detective Pierce Holloway, was introduced in Book 1 as a background player. He became a powerful secondary character in Book 4 and a co-protagonist in Book 5. On the cover of Book 5 for the first time, Adrien had appeared with the model portraying the plucky heroine, Jennifer Daughtry. Fans had nearly rioted when early art was leaked, and they saw that he wasn't on the cover of Book 6. The publishing house's design team had to go on a frenzied, last-minute quest for Adrien Valliere stock art, and had managed to dig up one more image that hadn't already been used on a bazillion book covers. The cover had been beautiful, which was an odd thing to say about a guy photoshopped to hold a bloody hand mirror. At that time, no one knew his name or how to find him for a custom photo shoot for the next books. He may as well have been a ghost. The photographer holding the copyrights to the images hadn't responded to queries. The team had to do a hard pivot with the art direction, but the timing had worked out well. Cover looks were trending toward more abstract feels. No people, just a lot of stylistic blood splatter and some props. By then, it didn't matter if Adrien was on the cover or not. When people thought about Pierce Holloway, they thought of him with Adrien's face. Him finally connecting with Stacia on social media after Book 7 hit the shelves, though, had apparently ignited an afternoon of mayhem at Athena's art department. He looked even more like Pierce than he had when he'd posed for those stock photos 8 years prior. "Oh, shit," Stacia whispered. She had never actually had a conversation with the guy. She followed him back because that was easier than stalking his account every day for new candidates. The guy was amazingly pretty. She imagined that he'd followed her in the first place because he was in the image business, and she had a little name recognition. She dragged her tongue